Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to hop on real quick and give a brief overview on this StatureMan custom holster that I've got here. I had a really unique opportunity recently after meeting StatureMan on kitexpro.com. He actually invited me into his home since I'm local. We got to do some instruction, which was a good deal of fun. I've been a firearms instructor for roughly 10 years, so I got to do a little bit of instruction with StatureMan and his family. He's got a wonderful family. And he invited me in to see his Kydex manufacturing operation where he makes his holsters. And he made this one for me, which is fantastic. I just got it yesterday, but I've been wearing it since, and I can tell you, with my experience, it's a pretty fantastic holster. Just real briefly, I'll touch on a couple of things. Retention on this holster is perfect. Everything that I've ever liked about Kydex holsters has been related to retention and how they lock into place, and you've got no play in any direction at all whatsoever. And this holster, retention wise, is utterly perfect. I haven't personally seen one made by any Kydex manufacturer that's been better. Fit and finish wise, he spends a ton of time on his edges and buffing those out so that they look like a perfect single piece of Kydex. And I have no idea how this camera will focus on this, if it can at all, but it's an utterly perfect edge all the way around. The edges up the sweat guard are buffed perfectly, and there's absolutely no drag anywhere to catch on your body or your clothing or anything else. Riveting is perfect. Hardware is great. All injected molded hardware on there, and he's got a huge selection of not only just Kydex colors, but rivet colors, attachments. Everything that you could want on your holster is utterly perfect. And I'll be pretty brutally honest, in looking at some of his holsters online, I thought that how square that Kydex holster was would be an issue with having this edge dig into my hip. Most of the Kydex holsters I've worn had a pretty aggressive cut up the side, and those were no issue at all. But even the shape, the squared out shape, has been perfect. I can bend and exercise and do just about anything else with this on and not have this edge affect my hip at all. As long as I'm past 3 o'clock when I'm wearing it, it's perfect. But as a whole, if somebody's looking at picking up some Kydex, I cannot think of one reason I wouldn't recommend steering them towards StatureMan and having their work done. All of the blue guns and multi-molds and mold guns as a whole that he's got on hand, he's tuned over time to give him good results. He kind of explained to me how he uses customer feedback to go through and modify all of his mold guns to give him the fit that he needs to create a quality holster the first time around. He walked through a little bit of his customer service, if he does ever happen to have retention issues or fit issues, how he handles those, and I was pretty impressed. So I just wanted to put a video up and get people a glimpse at a StatureMan holster. I know there's a few other reviews up that I have seen that are also pretty good and probably a bit more in depth with better video. This video is pretty poor, I apologize. But yeah, as a whole, it's a pretty fantastic operation he runs. He's got a good turnaround time. So if people are thinking about using them, I'd say pull the trigger. I don't think that anybody would be disappointed in ordering up a StatureMan holster. He's a good dude. He handles his customer service right, and I had a really good time getting to see his operation and meeting him. So if people have got needs that need to be met for Kydex, I can't think of a reason to steer them anywhere else. So I hope that helps some people in making their decisions. So have a good one.